Hello, everyone. Welcome to Powwow Spanish Lessons. In this lesson, we're going to continue learning about the Spanish bathroom vocabulary. And this is part 3 of a 4-part series. If you haven't already watched parts 1 and 2, please go back and watch them so that you have a better understanding. Let's get started. Here is our disclaimer. And here is our vocabulary. So we're going to review the vocabulary. I am going to repeat each word twice in Spanish. Here we go. Number 1, limpio, limpio. Number 2, sucio, sucio. Number 3, bañarse, bañarse. Number 4, ducharse, ducharse. Number 5, todos los días, todos los días. Number 6, día por medio, día por medio. Number 7, el jabón en pastilla, el jabón en pastilla. Number 8, el jabón líquido, el jabón líquido. Number 9, and this is a special question. So whenever you want to ask what type of something do you use, you can use this question. ¿Qué tipo de, in this case, we'll use jabón again. ¿Qué tipo de jabón usas? ¿Qué tipo de jabón usas? And this will be what type of soap do you use? And number 10, las celebridades. Once again, that's las celebridades. Let's continue. So in today's lesson, we're going to talk about reflexive verbs. Now, a reflexive verb is a verb where the action is being performed on the person that's actually doing it. So for example, when you have someone that's taking a shower, they are showering themselves. If you have someone that's brushing their teeth or washing their face, all of those actions are being done on that person. So that person is washing their own face. That is a reflexive verb. Now, Spanish has many reflexive verbs. In this lesson, we're going to go over some of the most frequent reflexive verbs that you may come across. Also, when you have other items or other nouns that are not people, but it could be an object, and if it has an action, if it does an action on its own, that's also a reflexive verb. Like, for example, let's say that you have a tree and the tree has branches. And the branches, let's just say one of the branches fell. Well, that branch fell on its own, meaning that for whatever reason, it fell on its own, and that particular branch fell. And that's a reflexive verb in Spanish. In Spanish, it would be that the branch fell on itself, or the branch fell by itself. And that's a reflexive verb because it's that particular branch that's having that action. The opposite of a reflexive verb is what we call a non-reflexive verb, but this is where, like, if someone causes the action to happen, like, for example, let's say someone broke the tree branch because they pushed it or they jumped on it or they pushed it down. That's someone causing it to happen. And that's not a reflexive verb at all because the action is not happening by itself. It's happening as a result of somebody making it happen. So let's continue. Here are some examples of the reflexive verbs in Spanish. So we'll start with our first one is ducharse. And this means to take a shower, but literally it means to shower oneself. And here we have a lady here. So now for the sentence, for how you would say this, it would be ella se ducha. Ella se ducha. And this would mean that she is taking a shower. But literally, if you want to break this down, it would be she is showering herself. And this is a true reflexive verb because this is an action that she is performing on herself. Let's continue. Next, we have a lady here who is combing her hair. And here we have the verb peinarse, peinarse. Again, that is peinarse. And this means to comb oneself. And in this particular case, she is combing her hair or brushing her hair, depending on how you look at it. They're both acceptable here. Now, to describe the action that she's doing, it is ella se peina el pelo. Ella se peina el pelo. She is combing her hair. And literally, this means that she is combing the hair herself. And in this particular case, we know it's her hair based on the image. Now, here you may see el pelo. Ella se peina el pelo. And you may wonder, well, why is it el pelo and not su pelo for her hair? Even though in the English interpretation, it is she is combing her hair, but in Spanish, it's ella se peina el pelo. The reason for that is because when you do have reflexive verbs, you can't use possessive pronouns such as su or tu. So you can't say ella se peina su pelo. The reason for that is because this is a reflexive verb, we already know that if she's doing the action to herself, we already know it's her hair. So she is combing the hair because it pretty much doesn't need to be, it's already understood that it's her hair. If you look at the picture, she is combing her hair. She's not combing anyone else's hair. Now, if she were combing someone else's hair, then it would be different. And then that is where you would add the possessive pronouns. Like, for example, she is combing the hair of her daughter, or she is combing her daughter's hair. That will be a different sentence from this one here. So in this case, ella se peina el pelo. But in Spanish, you don't put the possessive pronouns with reflexive verbs because it's like it would be redundant. You already know that the person that's doing the action, you already know who's whatever the noun is, you already know who it belongs to. If she's combing herself, then you already know she's combing her hair. Let's continue. We have another example here. In this one, we will use the word cepillarse. This means to brush one's teeth, or in this case, to brush oneself. So in this particular case, we have this man here, he is brushing his teeth. Now, to say that in Spanish is this: él se cepilla los dientes. He is brushing his teeth. Él se cepilla los dientes. Again, that is, he is brushing his teeth. And again, the reason why you would have a los dientes and not sus dientes is because, again, you have a reflexive verb here, and it's pretty clear as to whose teeth he is brushing. So we don't have to say his teeth in this case. In Spanish, you just simply say él se cepilla los dientes because it's already pretty clear that he is brushing his own teeth. And that concludes our lesson for today. Thank you very much. Again, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, feel free to shoot us an email at itsapowwow@gmail.com. And also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also join our mailing list so that you can receive useful information about learning Spanish along with all other foreign languages that you may wish to learn. Thank you very much and have a great day.